The idea that we only use 10% of our brain has become a popular myth, often repeated in various forms of media and casual conversation. It evokes a sense of mystery and potential, suggesting that if we could unlock the remaining 90%, we would tap into extraordinary abilities, heightened intelligence, or even superhuman skills. But where did this notion originate, and what does neuroscience reveal about the actual functioning of our brains? To understand the roots of this myth, it's helpful to look back at the early 20th century when psychologists and neuroscientists were beginning to explore the complexities of the human brain. The origins of the 10% myth are often attributed to misinterpretations of neurological research. Some suggest that early neuroscientists, such as William James, may have contributed to this misconception by emphasizing the untapped potential of the human mind. Others point to the work of Albert Einstein, whose genius and unconventional thinking may have led to exaggerated claims about the brain's capacity. However, as our understanding of neuroscience has evolved, it has become clear that the brain is a highly complex organ, with various regions serving specific functions. Modern imaging techniques such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, and positron emission tomography, PT, have allowed scientists to observe brain activity in real time. These studies show that virtually every part of the brain has a known function and is active at different times, depending on what we are doing. For instance, the occipital lobe is primarily responsible for processing visual information, while the frontal lobe plays a critical role in decision-making, problem-solving, and impulse control. The notion that we only use a fraction of our brain likely stems from a misunderstanding of how we measure brain activity. It is true that at any given moment, not all neurons are firing simultaneously. Instead, different tasks activate different regions of the brain. When we engage in a complex task, such as solving a math problem, specific circuits light up, while others may remain inactive. This selective activation can give the impression that large portions of the brain are not being utilized. However, this does not mean those areas are dormant or unused. They are simply not required for that particular task. Moreover, the brain is an energy-intensive organ, consuming about 20% of the body's total energy, despite accounting for only about 2% of its mass. This high energy demand necessitates that the brain operates efficiently, activating only the necessary regions for specific tasks. The idea that we could somehow harness the unused 90% implies that those areas are somehow wasted or unnecessary, which contradicts what we know about brain function. In reality, even when we are at rest, the brain is busy processing information, consolidating memories, and maintaining homeostasis. The concept of using the brain can also be examined from a broader perspective. While we may not consciously engage every part of our brain at all times, the interconnectedness of neural pathways means that various regions communicate and collaborate seamlessly. Cognitive functions such as memory, language, and motor skills are the results of intricate networks of neurons working together. For example, when we speak, multiple areas of the brain are involved. Broca's area for speech production, Wernicke's area for language comprehension, and various motor cortices for controlling the muscles involved in speaking. This interdependence suggests that the brain operates as a cohesive unit rather than a collection of isolated sections. Additionally, the myth of only using 10% of our brain can be linked to a more profound societal fascination with potential and self-improvement. It taps into the human desire for growth and enhancement, suggesting that there is an undiscovered reservoir of talent and intelligence waiting to be unlocked. This idea can be alluring, especially in a culture that values achievement and success. It promotes the notion that with the right techniques, be it through meditation, brain training apps, or other self-help methods, we could elevate ourselves to new heights of cognitive ability. While personal development is undoubtedly valuable, it is crucial to approach it with a grounded understanding of how our brains truly function. The brain's adaptability, known as neuroplasticity, is another area where misconceptions can arise. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. This capacity for change allows us to learn new skills, recover from injuries, and adapt to new experiences. While neuroplasticity does suggest that we can enhance our cognitive abilities and alter how we use our brains, it does not imply that we are only utilizing a fraction of our brain's potential. Instead, It emphasizes that the brain is capable of growth and change in response to our experiences and behaviors. Neuroscientific research also indicates that engaging in activities that challenge the brain, such as learning a new language, playing a musical instrument, or solving puzzles, can lead to structural and functional changes in the brain. This reinforces the idea that while we may not be using every part of our brain at every moment, we can actively engage and stimulate our neural pathways to improve cognitive function and enhance our abilities. Moreover, the myth of the 10% brain usage has implications beyond mere curiosity. It can influence how we perceive intelligence and potential. The belief that there is untapped potential waiting to be discovered can foster unrealistic expectations about learning and achievement. It can lead individuals to believe that they are limited by their current capabilities, rather than recognizing that growth and improvement are possible through effort and practice. This perspective can be detrimental, as it may discourage individuals from pursuing challenges or trying new things, believing instead that they are bound by an arbitrary limit. In educational settings, the myth can impact teaching strategies and learning approaches. If students believe they are only using a fraction of their brain, they may feel disheartened when faced with difficulties, assuming that their struggles are indicative of a lack of innate ability rather than a natural part of the learning process. Educators can help counteract this myth by emphasizing growth mindset principles, encouraging students to view challenges as opportunities for development rather than as reflections of their intelligence. Ultimately, the idea that we only use 10% of our brain is a simplification that does not hold up under scrutiny. Our brains are dynamic, complex organs that engage in a multitude of functions simultaneously. While it is true that we may not consciously activate every region at once, the brain's efficiency and interconnectedness mean that all parts play a role in our cognitive experiences. Understanding the brain's true potential requires a nuanced view that embraces the complexity of its functioning rather than relying on catchy myths. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the brain through ongoing research and technological advancements, it becomes increasingly clear that our understanding of this remarkable organ is still evolving. The more we learn about the intricacies of brain function, the more we can appreciate the remarkable capabilities of the human mind. Rather than fixating on the idea of untapped potential, we should celebrate the extraordinary complexity of the brain and the ways in which it enables us to navigate the world, learn, adapt, and grow throughout our lives. In conclusion, the myth of using only 10% of our brain serves as a reminder of the human fascination with potential and the desire for self-improvement. However, it is essential to recognize that all parts of the brain are engaged in various capacities, contributing to our cognitive abilities and experiences. By embracing a more accurate understanding of brain function, we can foster a healthier perspective on learning, growth, and the incredible potential within each of us. The journey of understanding our brains is ongoing, and as we continue to explore its depths, we may find that the true potential lies not in unlocking a hidden reserve of capacity, but in recognizing the power of our interconnected neural networks and the possibilities they hold for learning and personal development.